guys, but today I'm headed over to my son's house and we're gonna bake a turkey. It's Turkey Day in March. Isn't that hilarious? He wanted me to come over and show him how to bake a turkey, and then we'll be dividing it up into whatever meals he wants for him and his wife. So that's what we're doing today, and I thought I would just bring you all along because that's a great thing to learn how to plan meals, how to budget your meals around what meat you have available. So I thought I would bring my friends along and we will bake turkey and do some meal prep for my son. And that sounds like a great way to spend a Monday. Hey, anything's better than doing laundry, right? So, all right, I'm on my way over now. I'm in my car, as you can see. And when we get there, I'll bring you all along and we'll bake a turkey. Okay, so we have a honeysuckle turkey, 15 pounds. We've washed and dried our sink, and I put the plug in the drain. We're going to open our turkey up. We're going to rinse him real well with cold water, and we'll put him in that roaster pan. Always check your meat well. Make sure it smells fresh and looks good. And this, I can't smell it. Can you smell it, hon?
It smells like raw turkey.
Yep, so it's fresh. All right. Now you're going to get some water running. You'd want cool water. And you're going to have to take this stuff out of his cavity, his body cavity. Yeah, you're going to wash his armpits real good. Giving him a good rinse over, just to make sure. Okay, now I lift up that flap. Yes, and there might be some gravy mix or something in there. Make sure there's nothing in there. And then I rinse it real well. Yeah, just like that. Is he grilled well thawed out?
Feel like it, yeah.
Okay, take this stuff out from his tummy. I know that's gross. You want me to do it? I can do that for you.
Yeah, I don't shy away from stuff like that.
All right, now that you can save and boil and it makes good gravy, or you can throw it out. I usually do not keep mine.
Yeah.
And yeah, all of this could be boiled for gravy. Just ice. Okay, so now I stand him up and I run water into the cavity of the bird. That's good. Now, turn him upside down, empty all the water out. Yeah, just stand him up, make sure all the water comes out. That I leave on because as that cooks, that will bake out some broth and keep your turkey moist.
All right.
All the skin and fat and stuff. Okay, so now if you could put him in the pan. Nope. Would you take the camera and let me show you what I do next? Did you get all the ice out of here? Okay, so now what I do you have salt?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I salt him everywhere. Armpits. You can't hardly get too much salt. I salt in here, and I tuck that skin back in.
All right.
Salt his legs. Okay, I take some salt in my hand and just rub it around inside there. Okay, now what I wanted to show you is I take his wings and bend them backwards and tuck them under his back like this.
Okay.
And like this. You would not have to do this, but it helps him fit in the pan better, and it holds his form. It gives him holds his shape. Okay, now he's gonna go in the roaster like this, and I bake it for at 325 for about 4 hours. I check on it once in a while. I do not cover it. All right, 4 hours later, and our little pop-up thermometer has popped up. The turkey is 182 degrees in the thigh, 170 degrees in the breast, And so it is done, and it took right at 4 hours to bake. Looks very pretty. We're gonna now dismantle it, take it apart, and make preparations for future meals. And I'll bring you along and show you that as well. I used to pretend like you were giving people shots. All right, so we took our thermometer out. We're gonna have to undo the legs. That's usually not a big deal. Another way to tell if it's done is to wiggle a leg. The skin is very crispy. I can see juice in there under the skin. You can see juice. And the juices are running clear. That's another sign it's done. So, okay. So first, now do you want the leg and the thigh or just the legs?
Just the leg.
Just the legs, okay. So you just lift it up and you're gonna cut right, see where the bend is? That's what we're aiming for. So there's a leg.
Yeah.
This is an easy way to do meals, isn't it? But people think baking a turkey is such a hard thing to do, and it really wasn't, was it? You won't even need help next time. Come on. Okay. Now, the skin is something I usually set aside with my bones because if you boil it up with the bones, it makes really good broth. What are you going to use your turkey legs for?
Just eat like that with meal.
Okay. So get you a Ziploc bag. Next, I would take the thighs. Take your meat for sandwiches from the breast. Nice white meat.
Yeah.
And you're going to, yeah, that's perfect. Hold your hand up there so it doesn't, yeah. Yeah. Okay, now something you might want to do, cut into the meat this way. Cut, and then when you slice down, you'll have your slices and it won't tear. I should have brought a meat fork over with me. Okay, that's. There's a good slice. That we'll use for casseroles. I can edit out. Squeeze all of the air out of your bags, and your food will last longer in your fridge. Okay? All right, so bag up your sandwich meat. Where'd you get your turkey?
Aldi.
Aldi. They usually have really good prices, and Honeysuckle it's a good turkey. But I buy generic turkey too because a turkey's a turkey. They all eat the same, and you're gonna make barbecue sandwiches. You have turkey drumsticks. You're gonna make turkey soup. What other recipes are you thinking of, Jonathan? Turkey and dressing casserole. You said that. We need to have an idea. Jonathan, for freezing this carcass, I stick all the little bits of skin and fat up in the carcass for just to save room.
All right.
Okay. Alrighty. And I just kind of poke. I know this looks really gross, but you're going to boil all of this for the broth for your soup that you like so well, and then you're going to strain it. So all of this stuff is going to be strained out, and that will leave you with a nice rich bone broth for your soup. All the bits of fat and skin and bone and yuck, the stuff you just don't even want to eat, is really, really tasty for your soup. Okay. Okay, so we've got our turkey processed. We've got the carcass, and all of this fat and skin is all wrapped up, and it's in the freezer waiting, and that'll be you'll make some soup with that. And you've got sandwich slices for sandwiches and turkey legs. So there's 2 meals. What's in the freezer, the soup that you'll make, will probably make 3 or 4 meals for you and Melody. So What do we want to do now? You tell me what you're gonna.
Aside from the meat for the turkey pot pie and the barbecue, maybe those 2 casseroles.
Okay. Well,
If
these
it-
little bits will be your barbecue because they're already shredded and they're already soft. And let's kind of see. Little bits like that will be barbecue. So what all meals are you thinking? Pot pie,
Pot
barbecue.
pie, barbecue, and I guess the 2 casseroles, the turkey casserole and the turkey rice casserole or whatever it's called.
Mhm.
And I think you mentioned
Tetrazzini. So if you get an ink pen and write on a bag, barbecue. Okay.
My opinion.
Okay. Just write the date. You want your date on there so you'll know. This should be eaten within 6 months, I would think. There you go. Now, to seal it, you want all the air out of it. So you're going to take it like this and roll it and squeeze. Look at all that air coming out of there. Okay. Now lock it. And I'm getting your bag all greasy. I'm sorry, my hands are. Now make sure you've locked it good and it's airtight. Take some bits of turkey and we're going to make our dressing casserole for both of us for supper, so neither one of us has to cook supper. If you don't mind sharing.
Not at all.
I brought the dressing ingredients and you can contribute a little bit of turkey, right? You're going to use about the same amount of turkey for a pot pie or dressing casserole or chicken and rice casserole, turkey rice casserole. It's all going to have about the same amount of turkey in it.
All right.
So I am so excited that you've planned ahead meals for your freezer.
Yeah.
You will appreciate having those meals. Melody will too. Very similar to turkey. You can substitute chicken for turkey in these recipes. I've done chicken and dressing casserole and I put chicken in my rice, turkey and rice casserole. I can use chicken pot pie, chicken barbecue. Chicken and turkey are interchangeable. But when you get turkey on sale, it's much cheaper, and 15 pounds goes a lot farther than 5 pounds, you know? So that's why I like to get a turkey a couple times a year. And I do this. I get it all taken apart. And... Okay, what is this?
Turkey pie.
Turkey pie. Okay.
Turkey broth / juice that cooked out. Do you use that as well, or?
Mm-hmm. I use that. I thicken it and use it for my turkey pie.
Okay.
Jonathan, all of these recipes will call for between 2 and 3 cups of meat.
Okay. So not as much as you would think.
No, not at all. And if times get tough and meat gets so expensive, you can use half as much meat as it calls for. And put in some extra vegetables. And we're going to count up how many meals we've got out of your turkey. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 meals.
Yep.
7. Plus your soup.
That'd be about 11.
Plus, you'll get more than a meal out of that barbecue. And you'll have leftover turkey rice casserole in dressing as well. And I would think tetrazzini. Those are all going to make 9 by 13 casseroles, and there's just 2 of them. What I'm going to do here, we're going to brown some celery and onion. And 1 stick of butter. I have no clue how to turn it on.
That one.
I'm going to make 2 casseroles, so I'm going to make, they'll be small casseroles, but, so I'm using a whole onion and 2 stalks of celery and 1 stick of butter. So with our turkey day, we have got, what did we say, Jonathan? 11 meals in the freezer.
Pretty much.
So for supper tonight, we're going to take a little bit of that turkey and we're making turkey and dressing casseroles for our families. So Jonathan and I don't have to cook. I wanted Jonathan to see how I make my dress. Things we have to do to get our turkey finished up is we need to get the broth. This is our broth over here. You need to get it put into a freezer container, and he will use that as the gravy base with his pot pie. We also need to get the freezer bags of turkey put into the freezer. They're all dated and labeled. So Jonathan, I'm going to need a big bowl. We need to tear our bread up. We get 2 eggs, and then we'll be good to go. Okay, we are tearing up a loaf of bread into our bowl, and this bowl is clean. I make my hot chocolate mix in this bowl, and Melody makes, what's it called, Muddy Bud?
Muddy Buddies or Puppy Chow.
Muddy Buddies, which is melted chocolate and peanut butter and powdered sugar. So my bowl is used for chocolate purposes, right?
Pretty much.
Actually, it's your bowl, isn't it? You want to help me tear up bread? Sure. I should be having you do the work. That's what I usually do. I use box of chicken broth. You can use homemade chicken broth. Homemade chicken broth is the best. But since I didn't have any, and I knew we were going to be busy today.
When do you want
Now, all right, so we have our bread and our chicken broth. I went ahead and put the chicken broth in, and Jonathan put our onion and celery in. I've beaten 2 eggs, and now I'll be adding them as well. Need a big spoon to stir.
Alright, here's this.
Salt.
And this.
Okay, I just give it a good sprinkle across the top. Same with pepper. Okay. Now, sage. I always use sage in my dressing. And poultry seasoning, I like to put it in here. Smell it. It gives that dressing it gives it a good dressing flavor. But I don't put as much because it is kind of strong. So I don't put near as much poultry seasoning, like that much. Like if I was going to use a teaspoon of sage, I would use a 1/4 teaspoon of poultry seasoning. It's like a 1/4 as much. And if you don't have poultry seasoning, your dressing will be fine with that. Now, Jonathan, how I tell when my dressing is good to go, see how I've got it all mixed up. Squeeze down with the spoon. See that little pool of liquid? That's good. That's how I like my dressing. See that? Now, if you squeeze and there's no liquid in there, you need to add a little bit more broth. Okay, it's good. Let me smell it. Make sure I think I've got it seasoned right. Yeah, it smells like dressing. Okay, now we're adding our turkey. There we go. All right, now see, when you see it in the dressing, you're going to think that looks like a lot of turkey in there. All right, can you go get our baking dishes? There you go. How easy was that, Jonathan?
Pretty easy.
Very easy. For supper, you're going to pop it in a 350-degree oven for 45 minutes to an hour. And there's your supper already done for you. Wow, guys, was that a busy day or what? Jonathan ended up with 11 meals in his freezer. Plus, we had supper ready for both families. I brought ours home and they had theirs. And what a productive day. That was quite an accomplishment. And I love cooking with my kids. It's the best times. All right, I'm going to let you go. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.